It's a Doom deathmatch. We're taking the Shield Saw, putting it up against a Meathook, and in a ton of different categories to see which is the best. So combat perspective, the Shield, it's both offensive and defensive. Its purpose is different than the Meathook, and there's more you can do with it. Now the Meathook is definitely offensive, though it's not in the way of directly causing damage to the enemies, but it's more of working in the combat loop and with it. The Shield's offense is damaging with throws and being movement oriented, but we can't forget about even the Shield runes. Like the Meathook does not have this. You're not just given options for extra spice in battle, you can upgrade them, you can swap them, so many things you can do that the Meathook just doesn't have. Now the Shield, it's also defensive, with blocks and parries, but however the Meathook is also defensive, just not as in your face. You have to work it. You have to figure out the nuances of it to weave in and out of battle, which you do with the Shield too, but it's more straightforward as to how, at least on a basic level, but I guess that's with anything, including the Meathook. Most players, they use the Meathook to just go to the enemy and not up and around. They miss the mechanics, so for example, if you break the hook while switching weapons, you can still jump afterwards, so there is some depth to the Meathook. In fact, it used to be that would bring the monsters to you, but id Software decided against that. It didn't flow with the gameplay loop. In terms of combat, who wins? Well, I think the Shield's got to take this one. In terms of design, the Meathook, like I said, was originally going to pull to you. It's a brutal thing with a purpose. No matter if you pull to or go to, it is a nasty, sharp thing to embed into an enemy, piercing their skin to pull you around, using them as a basic point to stick to. How metal is that? Now the Shield Saw, though, is literally a chainsaw on a shield, which also embeds the enemies, making them the sticking points. It's a 2-for-1 special. I gotta give this one to the Shield. Sorry, Meathook users. Broken tech. Now, the Shield Saw does have some tech with it. There's the boosting with the charge to fly over the enemies. Looks really cool, by the way. You can chain it into hops and everything nasty. Now, the Meathook does have tech as well. The Shield, we just don't know all of its tech yet, but I'm sure we will soon. We'll get there. The Yeet Hook, use the weapon wheel to fling yourself across the arena, flying everywhere. I mean, how do you top that? That is the coolest trick ever. I gotta give broken tech in terms of movement to the Meathook. The movement plane variety. So with the Meathook, you go up, you go down, you go all around, you go high, low. Doesn't matter. The direction you want to go is wherever you want it to be. You can go on diagonal, you can ballista boost back out with it. You can do so much with this Meathook in terms of mobility and movement. The Shield, you typically go straight forward, although you can go up and down, and you should. If there's an enemy on a higher perch than you are and you want to get up to him, use it. Down below to charge down the enemies, you can stomp them, or shield bash, charge down. It is more linear, kind of static feeling versus a dynamic Meathook, even though that flying charge is pretty cool. I gotta give the movement plane variety to, drumroll please, the Meathook wins this one, buddy. Let's go look at the platforming too. It has variety with the Meathook. You have the nodes to go around. There's also modded Meathookable rockets. Okay, so those aren't in the base game, but that's still pretty cool. The saw mainly for the platforming is just to hook onto the green points. They're more static, though you can still work them into extra unintended movements or speedrun tech, and so it's not just plain completely done. There's also the machines that you can embed your shield into to give you some really crafty ways to not just turn platforming to jump A to B, but to really think about where you want to go. Still yet, when it comes to platforming, look up the speedrun sausage skip in Urdak. The Meathook's got to take the platforming score right here, man. Pure speed. The Shield Saw, you literally fly across arenas, even without using any speedrun tech. The movement on the Meathook is a little bit slower, although the Yeet is faster. If we're talking like not glitchy base movement speed, Shield Saw's got to take this one home. The cool factor, oh, this one is tough. Okay, I am in my mid-30s, and I'm going to use a term here that I hope I get right here. It's aura farm. I didn't hear this till recently. It's the overall presence of the Slayer with that Shield Saw is just cool, man. I mean, it contributes to his overall image, his power. It's just so friggin' cool. He's a tank. The Meathook, while it is vital, it kind of plays a smaller role in his overall style. And while it is critical to his arsenal, it's not as front and center as the Shield, despite both of them being really strong in the gameplay loop. Shield Saw wins the cool factor for me. Now the importance to the gameplay loop, ooh, this one's gonna hurt some people, okay? You can go the whole game, more or less, without needing the meat hook in the combat loop. It's vital to it, but you can still play Eternal grounded. You can. The shield's design means it's integral to combat, with not just the blocks and parries, but throwing to get ammo, destroying the fodder enemies, chaining them together with the upgrades. Yes, the meat hook has upgrades, but the shield is so much more fleshed out in that regard. You can play Eternal grounded, you obviously can play Dark Ages grounded, and you have the nodes to travel with, but it's just one of these that's going to be felt more and missed if you don't have it. And what is it? That is the shield. The shield wins the importance to the gameplay loop category. Now the plot and cutscene relevance. The meat hook is used to hook onto a pain elemental in the Tag 2 cutscene, the Ancient Gods 2. The shield saw saws victims and bosses. I feel like the meat hook, while it is super important, it kind of plays as secondary to the shield saw. I'll address that more as well, but it's just more a focal point of the Slayer. He starts with the shield and not the meat hook. And although he does use the hook to get to an enemy and fly around, he does the same thing with the shield as well, not to spoil what, but they both have importance in the plot and cutscene, but the shield's got to take this one home. The versatility. Ooh, okay, the meat hook, it's got a general sole purpose. It is the master at what it does, and it does it very, very well. I mean, if you want to fly onto something, fly around, you get the meat hook. That's just what you do. It's so nice, but there's a problem. It's confined to only one gun. If you want to use it, you have to pull the super shotgun out. And that's a good design in a way that you can't just use it on a rocket launcher or anything else. You have to pick and choose, hey, I want to have my SSG out for this meat hook. It means that I don't have long range shots, but I do have my meat hook to get me to where I need to go, so I make up for that short range. See that little play back and forth? You can even take enemy weaknesses into account, how tyrants take more damage per pellet from the SSG, so therefore you can be further back and shoot them in Eternal and do as much damage as another enemy. You need to be closer. It's so good at what it does, but it's a master of that. The shield saw, however, it's a jack of all trades, and it delivers. It is the big thing that's not attached to any specific gun. So it's not meant to be a tool that you decide, do I need this now? You do need it now. It's meant to work in tandem with everything else all of the time. So when it comes to versatility, I am sorry, I must give it to the shield saw. The meat hook fans are upset with me right now. Upgrades. So I touched on this earlier. The super shotgun, its upgrades they feel like they're more for the SSG for the meat hook. You have the speed for the upgrade and the other perks with it, and those are great, but the shield, you have the upgrade track to make it better, and it has a variety of things it upgrades. A whole slew of different things that impact the combat loop in various ways. You have not 1, 2, 3, but 4 shield runes, each with a distinct different purpose, that each has their own upgrade path as well, with like 4 things. Like, there's so much you can upgrade and choose. It is not bloat necessarily, because they all serve a unique, distinct function and purpose, but it is giving you so much more variety and point to this. So yes, for that, shield saw wins the upgrade tier as well. Now, that's not to say the shield does not have its problems. There are bugs about that shield for sure, that of course those will be fixed in time. Now, to give a little bit of love to the meat hook lovers, I did a song with a friend, acoustic version of meat hook. You gotta hear it. It is such a cool track. And here's a little extra bonus for you now too.